The second point I want to touch on is the intentionality argument. The whole, well, actually it was intended to be that way, so therefore it must be good, is not really an argument. Intentionality does not make something good by default. Some of the best art ever made was a result of happy accidents, and some of the worst art ever made was 100% intended by the artist and came out exactly as they wanted. It doesn't matter what the intentions are if the execution sucks. And I would argue that they did not get the right actor to execute this properly. In fact, here's an interview with the actual voice director of Silent Hill 2, Jeremy Blostein. This is an interview you did with the Push to Talk podcast around 2008.
I totally agree with you. In Japan, getting English voice actors is hard as hell.
Yeah.
So you just gotta sort of find who you can?
You just find who you can, and like the guy who played, and there was a lot of hit and misses, but these jobs are all done on a limited budget. People have limited time, and all these different limiting factors come up. But especially like Silent Hill 2. I mean, we hired total amateurs. The guy who played the lead, it was such a funny story about that. So this guy comes up to me and he says, can you let me audition for like the main part? I don't have a job. Yeah, I'm out of work, he said, right? Okay. So I auditioned him, and everybody up to that point had really sucked, and he just sucked.
Yeah.
So he kind of got the job. he kind of had this gloomy-looking face, and this gloomy manner. And when he said he was out of work, and so he kind of fit the character.
That doesn't sound to me like they got exactly what they wanted. That sounds to me like they were just working with what they got. The actual director outright said he sucks, okay? That's a crazy interview. I don't do them like that anymore. That's just the nature of art. For every Akira Yamaoka you've got on your team who's absolutely cooking, you're gonna have some people who aren't. The Silent Hill 2 fanbase honestly reminds me a little bit of The Shining fanbase. The Shining famously has a fanbase that reads intentionality into every single inch of every single frame of the movie. I mean, look at this Reddit post I saw the other day where someone is trying to read the intent of what is almost certainly just a continuity error. Silent Hill 2 and The Shining are very similar in that they're both extremely surreal horror masterpieces. The surreal nature of the storytelling forces you to theorize and try and fit all these weird little puzzle pieces that the experience gives you into a cohesive narrative. This just naturally leads to people overanalyzing absolutely every detail they find. Now, James's voice acting is not the same as a small continuity error, but that does not mean it was executed exactly as the directors wanted. If it worked for you, that's great. I'm telling you, it did not work for me.